Can a big luxury SUV actually be a peaceful escape for your family? Well, we're going to find out as we dive into this 2025 Lexus TX 350 luxury all-wheel drive. Lexus built the TX to be super comfortable, spacious, and perfect for families who love luxury. Now we're going to take a look at its sharp lines, its amazing interior, its smooth ride, and all of its safety features. So stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know if this SUV is for you. And don't forget, we'll give it our OSR vehicle rating and our OSR best value trim choice. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of this, and the TX 350 definitely makes a statement coming down the road. It's bold, it's strong, and has an athletic look. And you can see up front, we've got the newest version of the unified spindle grille, all one piece instead of two separate like they were in the past. You've got auto leveling LED headlights, and you have LED fog lights down below. Now this design here is not just for looks. It has an aerodynamic purpose. It kind of helps push the air out and around the vehicle, causing less drag and maybe giving you a few MPGs along the way. Now we come along the side here, and the TX 350 luxury comes with 20-inch alloy wheels, but this one has optioned for the 22-inch wheels just to give it a little more flair. And you can see that the TX has sleek lines going from the front to the back, and it just really makes it look nice from every angle. Now this one is optioned with the cross rails. So you do come with the roof rails, but then you add these cross rails on. And then this also was optioned with the side steps down here, which I'm not real sure how you're going to use those, because really, I mean, how do you get your foot on there to use that? So I think they're more for aesthetic reasons more than they are to actually use as a step. I know when you got the door open, there is a little bit more space, but still, they don't stick out very far. And one other thing with this is that it has a 203-inch wheelbase. That wide wheelbase there is what gives this thing such a smooth ride. Now we're going to take a look around to the back at this blade style LED taillight, which is really cool. It really leaves a lasting impression on the person sitting behind you at the stoplight. And then you can also see it does have a little bit of a roof spoiler coming back here to help the air go out and around the backside, and you have your wiper down here. A lot of them, they like to start sticking them up underneath here. This one actually works really well here because it actually cleans almost the whole viewing area from the inside. All right, let's take a look at the interior, because this thing is a beautiful vehicle. All right, inside here, you can see the multicolors on here. You've got leather up here, you got soft right here, you've got a Mark Levinson speaker right here and down below. You got a bottle holder right there. This is plastic down here below this armrest, but everything else up here is a nice soft feel. Window controls and mirror controls, and then there is your button to open the door and get out. A lot of people get confused with that system. Over here we have the semi-aniline leather trimmed seats. So this leather on the outside, they call it semi-aniline. It's supposed to be a little bit better synthetic leather than what they use on the lower trims, but they do look nice. They do have some Alcantara on the inside here also. These are heated and ventilated, and they are powered with lumbar, and it also has a thigh extender on there. All right, let's get on in and see the rest of this beautiful interior. All right, coming across the dash, this is soft material here. This is even soft material here and right here. This is a soft leather here. You got a plastic gray piece just for aesthetics, and it actually looks pretty nice. You got Alcantara running across here, and then you've got a big glove box right underneath here. That thing is pretty good size. We'll come across here, and you do have a speaker up here for your Mark Levinson system. This does have a heads-up display. It is really nice. It's bright. It fills the whole screen up there, and it gives you all the information you could need while you're driving. This is your new 12.3-inch digital driver's display that is standard on the TX 350 for every trim model. So everyone gets this. It's really nice, gives you all the information that you could ever need. We got a few things that can be changed inside. So you've got your center displays. You can change a few things around, just as we're doing right now. But you can figure that out as you go to see what display you would actually like to see. And we're going to pan back to the steering wheel. This is the regular Lexus steering wheel. Now, the cool thing about this one is you have your driver assistance over on this side, but you can see none of these are labeled, but that's because you activate them in the heads-up display. So you have these different modes that you can actually switch through. So here's your cruise control. So this would be your resume and your down, and you got your mode buttons. And then the same functions are on the left side. You can see you have a stereo for volume and a page button, but no buttons there. Same effect with the heads-up display. You press the button and then it will open that up, and then you can move those adjustments around, and you hit the page button and it'll switch it to a different mode. You get your phone mode up there and voice recognition now. It is something that takes a little time to get used to, but it works really well once you get used to it and you realize you stop looking down to see what's going on. You can still see the road and everything. It's perfect. Now we're going to look at this 14-inch infotainment screen. It is really nice. It's big. It controls everything, and it works really well. So you got your navigation, you've got your music, you got your phone, and then we click on the car. That brings up the drive modes, seat controls. You can actually fold the seats from the front here. Driving assist, so there's all your driver assist features you can turn on and off. You have your trip information here with your history, and that will reset in the driver's display. All-wheel drive kind of shows you what your tires are doing, tire pressure, and vehicle alert. Go into settings down here, and then this brings up where you connect your Bluetooth phone. Go down, you've got your display, you got your sound for your Mark Levinson system, navigation, voice settings, and then you go to vehicle customization, and this is where you can make adjustments to your heads-up display, your driving gauges, your lights, and then you have your ambient lighting, which there is 14 different presets in here with different names, and then you also have a custom that you can choose to use. Down below that, you have all of your climate control buttons going across here. If you want to open it up, you can go up here and you can choose certain things. Direct air to only occupied seats. You got Eco Cool, de-icer. All of that stuff works really well. It's kind of nice to have. Go back down, and then you do have, like I said, heated and ventilated seats. There is an auto button on there, so it'll gauge your body temperature and adjust it. You got heated steering wheel with this luxury trim also. And then you can switch to the rear, and you can make the adjustments for the rear back there. I like having the big dials of the temperature right here, but the only problem with that is the volume button is so small that sometimes people will grab this to turn the volume. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Go down below that, you do have your ventilation here. You do have your parking assist right here. This apparently can park itself. I'm too scared to do that, to damage my vehicle or this one or someone else's. And then you have different camera views. You have a 360 view right here. And then you have from the inside out and around the car. Looks really good. We'll go ahead and put this in reverse and look at the other camera angle. So you've got a bird's eye view above here. You've got what is directly behind you. You can change it to a wider view. and then you turn the lines on and off, and then you also have camera washers right there. All right, we move on down. You do have two USB-C charge ports here and a USB data port here. You got a phone charger right here and a little tray right there to, I guess, hold the key or whatever else you'd like to put in there. Now you do have two cup holders in here, and these are removable cup holders that you can take out and store something else down there if you need to, instead of two cup holders. Next to that, you have the shifter. Now this has caused a little bit of controversy with some people, but it's really not that hard to use. It's pretty simple, really. You just push over and up for reverse. You can pull one time back, goes into neutral. You pull back, over and back again, and you've got drive, and then you can pull one more time back, and that puts you into manual shifting with your paddle shifters up on the steering wheel. All right, and then back here you got traction control. You can turn that on and off. You have like a trail mode in here. What I just noticed is when I turn that on, it shuts off all the sensors around the outside of the vehicle. So that's kind of interesting. You got auto hold here. You got your auto start stop. You got hill descent control and an electronic parking brake. We go back to the armrest. Now this is the split armrest, which I like because it makes it easier to get in and out of this thing, and you don't have something flipping up into your way. It is relatively deep. It's pretty good. It's almost to my elbow, so that is really deep, but there's no extra features down inside there. This one is also equipped with the panoramic moonroof that does open. So that is nice. Lets a lot of light into this interior. All right, so now we're gonna hop into the back and check out that second row. I'm 6 foot tall. Should be plenty of room back there. All right, let's see how we can fit back here. Now this door does open fairly wide, so you shouldn't have any problem with car seats and kids getting in and out. Driver's seat is in my driving position, and I am, plenty of space here. We've got about 3 or 4 inches there above my head. We've got 1 or 2 there. So yeah, this is gonna be nice, very comfortable in this situation. And just remember that we do have this much room here, so we can adjust this seat right here to make a little more room in that third row. But let's take a look at what's back here in this second row, and then we'll hop into that third row. On the door, you can see that it's the same pattern that was up in the front. You do have some nice leather here. This is soft up here, soft here, all plastic down below, just like the front was. This does have a sunshade here in the back. Now here in the back row, on the luxury trim, they come heated. Now you can get optional bench seat if you want to, and that way you can fit up to 7 people in here. This one was optioned with the heated and ventilated seats in the second row. So super comfortable back here, keep you hot, keep you cool, whatever you need done. All right, let's get on inside. You can see that they have their own climate control back here, and it does have the heated and the ventilated seats right here. And then down here, you have a little cubby hole with a USB-C on both sides. Your vents are up above your head, so you can set those to blow right down on your face to keep you cool. And then we have the center console right here, and this does also have removable cup holders, which is pretty cool. But one other thing that happens with this one is there is a button right down underneath here, and when we pull that, we can actually take this whole thing out and remove it. So if you need to have traffic to get back to that third row, because this is just easier to do, you can just take that out. You don't need it. Now it's time to hop in that third row. It says there's 33.5 inches of legroom back here, which should be perfect for adults. So let's go check that out. All right, to get into that third row, one, you can actually just go in and go in between the 2 captain's chairs if you want. Otherwise, you press this button, goes forward, all the way forward. You can push it forward if you need to a little bit more, and then you can just step right up in. Really easy to get into here. And then you just grab the seat and you pull it back into position. All Back, pull that seat back, and you can see where my knees are at. It's gonna come back, and it's not even gonna touch my knees. And that is because this seat didn't go back all the way. You can actually adjust this if you just pull it back a certain distance and then pull the top up. You can actually stop that seat wherever you need to. So look, now I have like 4 inches of space. So it's easy to get plenty of room back here. My legs do feel like they are a little high, but it's not too bad. There is, not really a whole lot of support there. But you can see above my head also, I have about 1.5 inches or so up there, which is nice because it does kind of have a little cutout that kind of goes back a little bit, gives you a little bit more room. There's also vents back here up above your head so you can stay cool. You also have 2 cup holders right here, and then you have the reclining backrest. And that means I can lay myself back a little bit and get a little bit more comfortable in here. And we'll just go ahead and go back up a little bit, and we can go all the way straight up. Well, that's really good. So it took me completely straight all the way back down. Yeah, very, very good back here, very comfortable. Plenty of amenities back here, along with, there's even USB-C ports here in the 3rd row. The power rear door with the kick sensor is a great feature, which seems to work really well. There you go. It popped right open for us. And if you look, you do have 20 cubic feet of space behind the 3rd row. Before we take this out on a drive and test the smoothness of the suspension and the driving dynamics, let's take a look at this engine, which is a 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder with 275 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. It has all-wheel drive on this one with an 8-speed automatic transmission, and you get a 0 to 60 in about 7.1 to 7.3 seconds. So let's test that out right now. 3, 2, 1, go. $60. The TX gives you a super comfortable ride. Its special suspension just soaks up the bumps and the potholes and anything you drive across, and it just feels like you're driving on a super smooth highway. Now, because the suspension is a little bit softer, whenever you do take some corners, especially if you take them a little too fast, you will feel some body lean and body roll, because this is about comfort, not about performance. I did notice that the brakes feel a little soft. It seems like you have to push on them and keep pushing and pushing harder to get yourself to stop, but it's actually not too bad for an SUV of this size. The TX 350 Luxury comes standard with the amazing Lexus Safety Sense Plus 3.0 Safety Suite. This is a full set of safety features to keep you and your family safe. And it's going to include things like the pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, dynamic radar cruise control, lane departure alert with steering assist, road sign assist, automatic high beams, and proactive driving assist. The 2025 Lexus TX 350 Luxury all-wheel drive starts at $61,890. This one, with all of its options and the destination fee, comes in at $73,793. Now it's time for what you've been waiting for, the OSR vehicle rating. For needs and lifestyle fit, we gave it a 9 out of 10. Total cost of ownership was a 7 out of 10. Safety features and ratings came in at 7 out of 10. Technology and infotainment scored an 8 out of 10. Comfort and practicality got a 9 out of 10. Under performance and driving dynamics, we gave it a 6 out of 10. Reliability and durability got a 9 out of 10. Resale value potential got a 9 out of 10. Under our fuel, EV efficiency and range, got a 6 out of 10. Design and aesthetics got an 8 out of 10. We scored the 2025 Lexus TX 350 Luxury a good 78 out of 100. Next up is our best value trim choice, and that is going to be the TX 350 Premium. For a small price increase, you get important features like a panoramic roof, heated and ventilated front seats, and power folding third row seats. These features make the car more comfortable and useful, and its popularity and strong resale value prove it's the best choice. The 2025 Lexus TX 350 is a fantastic choice for families or anyone who loves luxury. And it's the perfect fit for you if what you care about is comfort, lots of space, and top-notch safety ahead of super fast speed or a flashy interior. This is a smart, dependable, and incredibly comfortable option for family travel, and Lexus really delivered on its promise to create a versatile and luxury SUV in the TX. But what do you think about the TX? Does it check all of your boxes? Let us know down in the comments, and then click on one of the videos that's on the screen, and you have a blessed day.